What's up, YouTube? This Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have Tim here. Tim is going to break down how he closed his very first deal. He'll talk about just the journey, the process, the ups and downs of getting your first deal, and teach you ways that you can get your first deal. So if you all relate to the story or you find some good lessons that you learned that you can implement in your business, please give this video a like, subscribe, and comment down below. All right, let's get right into this video. So Tim, how are you doing today?
I am great, man. I'm so glad to meet you and just be here and talk about, like you said, this journey through the ups and downs and all that.
Awesome, awesome. Let's go. So Tim, just to get started, how did you first learn about wholesaling, or how did you first get started in real estate or wholesaling in general?
Yeah. Well, I had first heard about wholesaling probably when I was 19, and I had an ex-friend who moved out the house, and he realized that life is really expensive.
Hmm.
And so he just kind of went on this journey of trying to find a larger source of income and kind of like something like that. And he came across wholesaling and he introduced it to me, and we went out together. We probably made about 2 offers, but after that little like 3-4 month stint, we kind of got out of it for a while. But
Okay.
yeah, that was the first. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
And
So basically through a friend.
yeah,
Nice.
through a friend, definitely.
Okay. Got you. And so, by the way, give the audience like your age and where you're from, where you're wholesaling, and different things like that about yourself.
So I'm 21 now. I live here in Roanoke, Virginia, and yeah. And like I said, I kind of dropped it when I was 19, but really how this thing got started for this year, and like really how I closed my first one, was because of COVID. I was one of the lucky people to be getting $650 each week from the government, when I was laid off from my job at Mill Mountain. So
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that, and then I remember like just standing there and washing the dishes one day, and I'm like, how can I keep money like this coming in? Like
Okay.
what can I do? I just knew, I remembered wholesaling from a few years ago, and I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm self-disciplined enough now. I feel like I have a motive now, and I feel like I can, give it a shot again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so you're washing your dishes. It was COVID. You're like, I need to get off of this unemployment. Let me see how I can, do something else, and provide, just start a business or something like that. But okay,
Yeah,
so when did you, I guess, start retaking action steps in this business? When would you say that started around?
that probably I probably had that idea in like April, and I started educating myself again in July of 2020. And I educated myself for about probably like 2 or 3 months, a little longer than some people, but yeah, right around then.
Okay, okay. Got you. All right. So let's get into this first deal. We'll break down like the lead source, different things about the condition of the property, the motivation behind it, and the numbers. So how did you come across this deal, and what sort of marketing were you doing, like cold calling, and which list did you pull from?
Yeah. Well, the deal that I just closed, my first one, I got that from my secret weapon, I like to call it. It's Facebook Marketplace. That is,
Hey.
no, if you know, because it's like the MLS, but for sale by owners, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across that back probably about a month and a half ago. And contacted the owner, got him on the phone, which is important. You got to be getting people on the phone, and
Mm-hmm.
build that relationship. That's what sells it. But we got him on the phone, and I just had a heart to heart talk with this guy who was trying to do his first flip, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he got the money for it to do it, but he did, a good portion of it, and he decided to sell. He wanted to get out. And so we worked out a deal, and we got it at a good price. We got it at $57,000. And
57,000.
so
Okay, okay. Got you. Okay, so Facebook Marketplace was the place that you got this lead from. So that's actually a really good lesson for like people listening or watching this video, that you can use like free websites, free resources to get leads, like Marketplace, like Tim just did to get his first deal. And so you called him, you said calling is very important, 100%. You need to get them on the phone as soon as possible.
It's very
Then,
like,
yeah. And then, okay, so you said they were working on a flip, but it just didn't really work out that much for them. And so they just went to sell it. Was that their reason for selling?
yeah, that was his main source of selling. And he was pretty much asking the price that he was in for. So like his purchasing the property, like the rehab that he was doing. And because of that, I found out that like it was below market price, you know, it was significantly below comps, which were coming at like 110, you know. So
Hmm.
I really knew the numbers were telling me that this was it. And I started probably marketing that deal from a buyer's list on PropStream, you know, best software out there.
Hey,
And
link down below if you
yeah,
guys are interested.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, PropStream was good. And I marketed it for like about 2 weeks, and it just, you know, buyers were telling me that it was just a bit too high or it wasn't in their neighborhood and things like that, and really specific things. And eventually the owner, he texted me one morning, the morning that I was going to cancel the contract, like 3.5 weeks later. And he's like, hey, look, man, if we have to do a price reduction to get this sold, I'm willing to come down a little bit. And so
Mm,
50, you know, so it brought the deal down to 50. And then, I mean, I had this lender who I was talking to out where the deal was in Suffolk, Virginia. And he said, I think I know a guy who might take it for 50. He set me up, and 3 weeks later, I was in my girlfriend's kitchen making dinner with her family, and the buyer texted me like, hey, send me the contract. And that was it.
hey, hey, let's go. That's awesome. So let me back up a little bit. So I guess with the price, the 57,000, that's what the seller was asking for. Was that like their initial price they asked for and you jumped on it, right away, or did you give them a price first or anything? How did that work?
He was asking 57,000, and the reason I was giving or comfortable giving him 57,000 is because I mean my comps were coming in at about 110. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the lowest out there. And there's a few cash transactions and in that zip code recently. So I knew at 57 I was going to get my offer accepted quicker. He was going to get what he wanted, which is solving the problem essentially. And then it was a deal.
Okay.
You know, that was enough.
Got you. Okay, that's awesome. So you got it down to 50,000 because the seller was really motivated. The seller really wanted to sell. So you all got it down at 50,000. So at 50,000, did and you said you had a lender who had a buyer who was willing to buy it at 50,000. So did you have to get it down at 45,000 so you can wholesale it at 50,000, or they just paid you a 5,000 fee at 50,000?
Yeah. Um. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my bad. The buyer bought it at 55,000. My bad.
Okay.
I missed.
Okay. Got you. All right. Okay, hey, that's awesome. So I mean, getting 5,000 for your first deal, that's still something, that's still a
It.
blessing for sure. Because a lot of people, don't even have their first deal. But yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, you know, like I was saying, it's one of those things you have to sometimes put in 6 7 months of hard work to get that first deal, you know. And if you aren't willing to do it for however so amount of time and for 3 4 5 thousand, I mean, it might not pan out altogether. You have to take what you can get in the beginning, and you can work your way up, you know.
Got you. Yeah. And like similar to you, like it took me 8 months to get my first deal. So,
Mm. I,
I was a slow learner.
I remember driving around, I was door dashing, and I would tell myself, I'm like, because watching your videos all the time, I'm like, this Matthew, it took him 8 months. And I remember when I was like 3 or 4 months, I swear to God, Matthew, like I was like 3 or 4 months in, and I told my girlfriend, I'm like, took Biz Matthew 8 months. Like, if he can do it, I
Hey.
can do. So, you know, full circle. Really.
Hey, I really do appreciate that. Like, just knowing that someone was using my content to motivate them. And then, like you said, it came full circle where now I'm talking to you and you closed your first deal. Like it's a blessing for sure.
It's
Yeah,
That's
that's awesome. Okay, so let's just go over the numbers one more time just for the audience. So you got the property under contract at what price?
at 50,000,
Okay, and then you sold it to a cash buyer for
55,000.
55,000. So you got 5,000 on your first deal. Congrats once again.
Very much. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
Okay.
Worked out.
So I guess now,
Mhm.
you got your first deal. It became
Yeah,
real and everything in your mind that this business is real.
yeah, proof.
For some people, it's like, okay, I've done it, but I don't know if this is something I want to do long term or more in the future. Some people are just, they want to get at it even more. So where are you at right now? Your headspace and just are you investing into this business more or are you kind of, thinking about something else?
Well, I'm definitely in the boat for wholesaling for life. You know,
Okay.
I I love doing this. I really do. My marketing channel is my personality type. I'm getting people on the phone and I'm just talking to them. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna be trying to do 1 to 2 deals a month.
Hmm.
Me and a partner George are working on a contract in Kentucky right now, and so we're gonna
Awesome.
hopefully get that closed here soon. And yeah, I'm in it for the long run. I really am.
Okay, awesome. So I guess right now are you still doing like Facebook Marketplace marketing or are you doing other sorts of marketing, like investing in like, pulling some leads or cold calling or other forms of marketing?
Well, right now I'm just doing a Facebook Marketplace, but in my first 3 months of wholesaling, from October to about January, I was cold calling and I was sending my texting list. And I I didn't close my first 2 contracts, which I got from texting leads off of PropStream and
Hmm.
calling leads from PropStream. But those didn't really work out. It takes time sometimes. But right now it's all Facebook Marketplace. It's like I said, it's the secret weapon if you want to get leads on a really, really like as cheap as you possibly can. But I mean, if you look, you can find quality leads in
Okay, okay. Yeah, I have to look into that too because sometimes I post my deals on Facebook Marketplace because I do see other
there.
wholesalers do that. But yeah,
Totally.
it's also a good resource to look. For deals. But okay,
Yeah,
and then you said you might have something in Kentucky.
yeah, me and a partner have a deal in Kentucky right now that we're trying to get assigned. I think it's a good deal. It's on a busy road, so it makes me a little nervous sometimes. But we have buyers going to look at it this week, and so hopefully we can get it locked up before Friday or Sunday. I mean, that'd be great.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Okay. So I guess with that deal, how did you find this partner? Is this just a friend who lives in Kentucky or, how did that?
Um, Actually, George is he's a young guy. He's 22. He's out in Richmond, Virginia, and we met on Facebook Marketplace. He was advertising a deal, just like you said, one that he had under contract. And usually when you're scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, in the description, it'll say like a signable contract, things like that. It didn't, and so I hit him up, and we started talking, and he's like, you know what? If you can find a buyer, we'll JV on this, on this house, and here in Roanoke. And so we're working on that still. That wasn't too long ago. But now he's he's helping me with this one in Kentucky because he has some contacts out there. So
Got you. Okay, okay. So that's pretty cool. So you met him just through Facebook Marketplace.
yeah, networking is important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. Okay. And so I guess for the people listening in and everything, who haven't gotten their first deal, let's say they're, you know, 5, 6 months into this and, they're putting action, what word of advice would you give them to get that first deal?
Um, I think my advice would be that this will probably be the hardest thing that you ever do. And I remember
Mhm.
telling myself that like this first one, like learning the process and the systems, like it'll keep you up at night. So and if you want to get through that, you got to exercise and you got to drink some water and you got to sleep. You have to be working this.
Mm,
If you really done, I promise you. You know that's why not everybody does this because it takes a lot. And I would also say consistency. Everybody says it, but I mean, that's what works. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to get your deal like on your first list or your first week, or it'll take time.
Right, right, exactly. Hey, those are really good advice. And, I think that's
Yeah.
something different that, I haven't heard from a lot of people is like, taking care of your body too. Like you were saying, drink some
Oh,
water, self-care and everything like that. And yeah, drinking the water, of course, stay hydrated. And then consistency. Yeah, consistency is key. 100%. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you really did bring this, nice vibe to the interview. I feel like you have this really, peaceful, calm,
I
um,
appreciate it.
yeah, vibe. So I appreciate that and you bringing that to the audience. Um,
Of course. And like,
yeah,
I mean, this is a cool industry, and if you let it get to you, it will get to you, you know. And
yeah,
also, I think if for new people, resting as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a break. If you've had a rough week, I mean, take a few days, cool off, and get back to it.
right, exactly. Got you. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's so important for sure. And and don't kick yourself, don't be hard on yourself or anything like that. Um, I mean, just use it as motivation, and move on. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and
Definitely.
just
Anytime.
sharing with the audience how you got your first deal. And I know that my audience has learned different things that they can implement right into their business today. So,
I hope.
yeah, yeah. Any final words?
Um, just like I said, this will be the hardest thing that some people do out there. But at the end of the day, like, you're either gonna work 50, 60 years, or you're gonna try for a year, lose 2 or 3 contracts. But that first deal, when you see that, I, I I brought my check. I don't know where it is, but I was gonna show everybody. But when you see that, it'll change your life. It really
Right.
will.
Right, for sure. And yeah, by the way, I seen the check, he sent me the check just so I can have proof and everything. So yeah, it's real, you all. It's real. This business is real. Just stay consistent. And yeah,
Oh,
it
and
is
by the
pretty
way,
hard.
the reason I got a check, because this was a virtual deal out in Suffolk. It's like it's a few hours out there. Because I gave the title company my wrong account number, and so they had
Oh,
to get the wire back and then like mail it to me, and I had to like open this business account, whatever that is. So
dang.
yeah,
Okay.
send them the right information.
Hey, that's a word of advice, you all. Make sure you know your numbers and just make sure you know your account information and everything. But yeah, well, thanks again, Tim. Make sure you all like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.